brachial plexus comes from the neck, travels underneath the collarbone over the first rib, and down through the arm to the end of the hand. So sometimes it can be so tensioned that you can barely do this motion, so check it out yourself and try to bring your fingers up. And now try to bring them behind your head as well. You should easily be able to do these motions without any tension. So let's warm up the brachial plexus at the top. So let's roll our shoulders back. Really try to exaggerate this movement. Rotating backwards. Try to squeeze those shoulder blades together and lift those shoulders towards your ears and press them down. Let's rotate them the other way. What we're going to do is do what's called flossing of the nerve. Now, instead of just acting in two dimensions and just trying to floss the nerve from one end to the other, we're also going to be incorporating rotational components to this. Now, let's rotate your head side to side, nice and gentle. If I'm moving too fast for you, just slow it down. You do not have to keep up to my pace. You can go at your own pace. That's the beauty of being at home, in your living room, or on your deck like I am. Now, when you look, hold it and shrug your shoulders. Look the other way and shrug your shoulders again. And just repeat that a few more times each way. So we're warming up the muscles, we're bringing blood flow to the area, bringing blood flow to the nerves. And now side bend, bring your ear to your shoulder and do the same thing, shrugging your shoulders and down. Switch sides, shrug your shoulders and down. A few more times. Now only go to the tension that you can handle. If at any point in time you start to feel any numbness, tingling, or burning, back off the range of motion a little bit. We are working our nerves here. We do not want to cause any pain here. So now put your hands right on your hips, and now you're going to try to squeeze your elbows together and squeeze your elbows back. And squeeze them forward and back. Now this motion may seem a little bit strange, or you might even feel tension to the point where you can't go to the full range that I'm going. Just do your best. Work up and build up to this point. We only have a few more here before we switch techniques. So now we're going to put our arm right out to the side, and you can rest it on the armrest of the chair. And what we'll do is we're going to side bend away. So whatever your affected arm is, hold that arm out. And now I don't know if you noticed, but my thumb is now up towards the ceiling. So my palm is not facing down, my thumb is up towards the ceiling. And again, the range of motion I'm doing is as best as I can. If you cannot side bend your neck that well, just do what you can. And palm up towards the ceiling. Now you're going to bring, almost thinking like there's a string attached from your fingertips to the top of your head. So when your head side bends, your fingers come up, and vice versa. So your head bends, your fingers are coming up. Head is side bending, your fingers are coming up. This is two-dimensional flossing of the nerve here. So we're mostly flossing the median and radial nerve in these motions here. And in just a moment, we're going to go the opposite way. So your fingers will be pulling down and your head will follow this time. So fingers down, head will follow. Thumb up towards the ceiling, and same thing. Your fingers are pulling your head towards that arm. We're going to get all sorts of ranges here now. Palm down towards the floor and fingers down. Keep that elbow nice and straight. And now we're going to rotate at the shoulder joints. We're working, again, different angles, and now we're getting into the 3 dimensions. So keep that arm resting right on the armrest and rotate at your shoulder, your arms forwards and backwards. And now, this is where we start to get a little bit more into the ulnar nerve. So if you can, you're going to position yourself on the chair like this. And essentially what you're doing is just moving your wrist and your elbow is rested right on the back of the chair or couch. And let your arm fall forward, keeping your wrist and hand facing the same direction. And now gently rotate it back. So this has to be monitored by yourself. You don't want to feel any numbness, tingling, or burning at all. A little bit of tension, a little bit of a stretch, perfect. But any type of numbness, tingling, or burning, we want to ease off of that a little bit. So now you'll see here, I'm rotating my hand in and rotating it out. Rotating it in and rotating it out. Rotating in and rotating out as I'm going through the forward motion. So just again to exaggerate, rotating outwards, rotating inwards, rotating out, rotating in, out, and in. So now just try your best to maintain that pattern as you're moving backwards and rotating your arm back out and down. So now keep it rotating out as you move through those patterns. And rotate in and move through the forward and backward patterns, keeping that elbow rested right on the back of the chair. The majority of my videos are progressive, meaning as soon as you start to feel like it's becoming too difficult, I want you to stop. So this is where it can get difficult. Rest your arm, straighten out the elbow over the couch, and you're going to side bend your head away here. So gently just rock the head side to side as your ear is to your shoulder. We'll repeat that one more time, and then we'll switch the positioning of our arm. Now rotate your arm up, palm up towards the ceiling, and rotate away. And you can gently rock your head to the front and back out to the side. To the front and to the side. If the other one was easier for you, I want you to go back to the other one, because when the palm's up towards the ceiling, I can put a little bit more tension on other nerves, specifically the median nerve. But otherwise, just follow along with what I'm doing. Gently bring my head side to side. All right, so this is the last technique and the most difficult. You're going to put your elbow right on top of the couch or the chair, and you're going to move your body towards your elbow. So what I'm doing is I'm creating more of an intense tension underneath my armpit area, which is one of the areas that can get quite restricted with this motion. So it's the last little bit of stretching of the ulnar nerve in this positioning. So just do what you can. Again, you should feel no numbness, tingling, or burning sensation. If this is giving you no difficulty, we're going to slightly change the angle up. So open up your arm, let your palm fall back towards the ceiling, and copy the same motion. Bring your body towards your elbow. So what we're doing again is now adding in the wrist to again increase the difficulty here. So now we're taking the nerve through different ranges of motion as we're trying to introduce and keep in mind the 3 dimensions and not just keeping it within 2. Now let's recheck here. If we remember what our results were at the beginning, we're going to compare now. Copying the range of motions I'm doing, do you notice less tension? Do you find it easier to do the ranges of motion? And do you experience any numbness, tingling, or burning if you were before? Can you successfully reach your arms over your head and reach them down behind you without feeling any of this tension? I want to thank you for taking the time to go through this video. If you keep up with this on a daily basis, if you're starting out, I recommend just doing it every second day. That way, if you're a little bit sore, then you have a day in between to recover. If you know anyone in your life who also has tension like you do here, please share this video with them because I know that they will benefit from this video just like you are as well. If you have any video requests for me to release in the future, please leave that in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so that once I release these videos, you are one of the first to know.